So hello guys, welcome yourself back to the NOOB Journey. This is going to be my qualifying lap. As you can see, we are currently P4. We've got a respawn just behind us and Jamie just in front of us. Our teammate currently is in pole position, I believe, which is a great performance from him. Obviously I believe he's missed 2 races, getting a bit of rear end stepping out then. Was struggling with traction quite a lot. This race my brakes were actually alright. I did feel pretty okay with the brakes. So, well, as I say that, I lock up going down into the 3rd or 4th corner. So we are still currently green on this lap, coming through this section. Going down to this bit here, this is where I made up quite a bit of time. Although, I still did run quite wide. So we have currently been knocked down to P5, so it looks like someone's improved. The Duke has gone and got pole, which was such a stupid move in my opinion, because it wasn't really the best thing for the noobs, as he clearly knows what tracks, what to practice and what he's doing. There is the qualifying result. So Briggsy is on pole, then it's my teammate, then it's Callum, then it is Reese, then it is Jamie, then it is me, then it is Nimau, who is back for one race, but we have 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and away we go for the Austrian Grand Prix. We had I'd like to say a decent start, but in all theory that was quite a bad start, but it saved us from the carnage that sort of happened in turn 1. We've run wide on the painted stuff, which we've lost the back end, and we've got to keep giving the positions back, which is a tad annoying. So we're into P6, and I don't know what happened then, but that was so nearly race over for me if that Sabre had come back onto the line. Taking it very cautiously at the moment. We have got Callum in front of us, who is in the Sabre, so it must have been Reese that we nearly had that bit of contact with. Struggling putting the power down, and the Mao looks like he's going to get our insides. We're on the grass, so it's pretty much going to happen now. He's there up our inside. Namal was going pretty slowly through this section here, so I did try and catch up to him, and then sort of forgot about braking and accidentally tapped into the back of him there. So yeah, coming down into this section, I'm not very good after this corner here. Like, it's sort of like a transition into the next one. About here, when I put down the power, I am never really that good there. I always seem to spin the rears and then blow up in the wall, and then it's pretty frustrating. So Namal is in front of us. We're into P4, so we've obviously made up some positions from the start. That curb's quite brutal if you get on it. We're still losing the back end, which is not what we want. So we're going to cut on to the next lap now, or maybe a couple of laps in front. Okay, so our teammate's going in front of us here, so it looks like we are falling down the order, and he's had a pretty bad exit, so we're going to try and get him back, but we have had the even worse exit there. Well, I don't even know if you call that an exit. It was just in the middle of a straight. The car just went loopy on us. So we've ran wide, so that means our teammate's probably going to get a better run on us. Yes, after all, the power's gone again. I was really struggling on the back of these cars, especially the Williams, because even on equal cars, the only thing that's actually equal is the engine power. So obviously, you know, in career mode, the engine for like a McLaren Honda is pretty shit. Well, that in equal cars, that's just toned up to a Mercedes engine. So the engines are the same, but the cars handle like they're supposed to. So if you go in a manor, the manor's shit handling. The McLaren okay handling, and it's sort. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of like that. So there is a difference in cars. I'm not a big fan of the Williams when it comes down to putting the power down. I never really have been, but we're still trying to just nurse the car. We've got contact there, wheel to wheel banging with my teammate Morgs. Namal is still in front of us, pulling away by the looks of it. So really, at this point in the race, even though it's on lap 5, and we are actually going in for intermediates, I was just ready to say, let's just bring the car home. It's in wet conditions. I'm never really the best in the wet, so let's just try and keep it okay. I made a noob mistake here by accidentally telling them to put a brand new front wing on when there was no need for it. So we unfortunately we lost out to the McLaren in front of us. So yeah, the two cars that stayed out on the wets were Briggsy and Callum, and that turned out to be one of the worst strategy calls probably in the history of F1. Got up to the second corner now. We're exiting and we've just spun. There's nothing we could do there. I was like, okay. And I actually said hi to Cal here as I was regaining my composure to keep the car in somewhat a straight line. So now that means our teammate is probably going to be putting some pressure on us here. But as you can see, Cal made sort of the same mistake, but he just ran wide into the gravel trap. So we regained the position. So let's try and get Namau, but I can't really see that happening because Namau is pretty kicked. But at this point, Briggsy's actually got a puncher, and that's why it hit the wall there. So that's put us up to P3. So that strategy, run lap 14, did not really seem to help him very much. So we are, who's that? The leader. Jamie's just left. Rest in peace, internet. Yeah, so that basically means Namau is currently winning this race, who's just come in for pit. Hang on, what? Why has he gone on the soft tyre? We're on lap 15 here. We've got like 4, 5 sort of laps left. I'm coming in the pits now to set my tyres to ultra soft, because as I just said, we probably have like 3 to 2 laps left after I've come in and changed my tyres. So as you can see, Namau's jumped us as we coming down the pit lane now. Jamie's Ghost has actually just come out the pit box in front of us there. So Namau's jumped us. We nearly crashed into the pit lane wall there, which wouldn't have gone very well. So as you can see, we are quite far behind the McLarens here. But on these tyres, I was feeling the grip. I sort of knew I could push on these tyres, but it was just about the consistency. I did not want to bin it. So we're on lap 17. This is going to be not cut anymore. This is going to be the last 2 laps of the race and me catching them out. As you can see, the gap is pretty big at the moment. We've just set purple sector. I can't actually see the gap because I'm sitting too far away from my computer. Well, I'm sitting the closest I can be to my computer, but I can't see the screen properly. So yeah, as you can see, the lap times are falling fast, and that's obviously not going to help Namau either because he is on effectively the hardest tyre, which in all honesty, I'm pretty sure he said in the chat it's because for some reason his brain thought he was doing a 50%, which I don't think we're actually going to do in the NOOB Journey. So it's always going to be on 25%. As you can see, Ben's just set fastest lap and I've just gone purple, so it looks like we are eventually going to catch him, but we just don't know where yet. So it is going to be a waiting game. At this point, going on to the last lap, I was like, I had calls out in my ear saying, come on, you can do this. So the mouse just set fast lap and we've just set the fastest lap. I think that might have been a second or a couple of seconds faster, but you guys are about to see possibly one of the best laps I've done on F1 2016. Trying to catch a car. As you can see, the Mao is literally like good, maybe a couple seconds in front of us. As you can see, I still can't see the gap. Pretty sure that's 3 seconds, I can't tell. But it's still quite far down the road and we are on lap 18. The last lap of the race. Can we catch him out? At least catch him so we can jump him through penalties. So yeah, it will be going down to the wire. I was just trying to nail this section of the track here. In my head I sort of knew, I sort of had the pace over the mile in the dry. Gone purple again, so I was pushing like hell on this lap. Is Namau going to bottle under pressure, or will he go over the line and claim his first win in the NOOB Journey? We've caught up so much on this last lap. Are we in the section where we could get jumped for penalties? Yes, we've won! Yes! And that fastest lap as well on the last lap of the race. That is something that Sebastian Vettel used to do in 2013. I was shouting my brains off in the party. That was one of the best laps ever, in my opinion, what I've done. it was so fun in that race, especially in them last couple of laps where it was just on dry tyres. And the Saubers have just blown each other up there going across the line. But yeah, I'm very, 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 very happy with that win. In all honesty, about half through the race I was just like, yeah, I'm going to settle for P3, P4. It's getting the points in. And then all of a sudden, we got the win and I was like, holy shit. Literally, that last lap, basically I was like, okay, this could actually happen. So yeah, Briggs has done very well to get back up to P6 after the most awful strategy probably in the history, and my teammate has crashed in the wall on the last lap and didn't even get any points because he DNF'd. So that's such a bad thing for the constructors, but luckily we're not doing the constructors this time around like we did last year. So we have now got Butchers Cracius, I believe this is, yes, coming around for P10 in the points. So there we go, classification. Fernando Alonso's Jamie, guys, so don't worry. So there's classification. Me, Fernando, Namal, Respawn, Briggsy, Ben, my teammate, but doesn't count because he crashed, Charlie, Callum, and Butchers Cracius. That's the top 10. So if you guys have enjoyed this episode of the Noob Journey, because I'll tell you what I did whilst racing, please give us a like and subscribe to see more, hopefully, epic races in the Noob Journey and SRL. So I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.